The spring of Lady's 4th year marked a great change in her. She began to take interest in all sorts of sticks and twigs. And in her quarters at home she built a nest. And in early March of that year she laid 2 eggs. Now this was the first time in history that a golden eagle had ever attempted to nest in captivity. And we certainly did not want to miss this event. Carefully she rolled those eggs about. But it saddened us because we knew that she would be disappointed in just a few weeks because her eggs were not fertile. She didn't have a mate, and she would have to give up in disappointment. But then one morning, a sound drifted up from the valley down below that was going to change Lady's life, and as a matter of fact, it was going to change eagle history. Aha. He had an idea.
It just might work.
And by now we were noticing an interesting behavior pattern on the part of Lady. Each time he would enter the nesting chamber, she would get up off of her eggs and go out and fly for a while. Now this was our first indication that Lady had accepted my father as her mate, and she was allowing him to incubate the eggs while she went out for a rest. But while she's out on this flight, he removes those 2 infertile eggs and he puts in the nest 1 very fertile goose egg. And then we waited to see just what would happen when she returned. Would she just crush that egg to smithereens? We hope not. We were very pleased to see that she was accepting this substitute, and she was giving it the same tender care that she'd been giving her own. Carefully she settled down on this egg for some very serious incubation. While Lady incubated, she got special care. She had breakfast in bed every morning.
Don't get fussy on me now. Atta girl.
She was one pampered eagle.
Boy, you sure want service, don't you? Here, have another bite.
And then it happened. After 33 days, the egg began to hatch. And these are the actual sounds of the gosling and the eagle communicating. First the gosling, then Lady. An amazing communication link is established between these most unlikely of creatures. And as the gosling worked its way out of the egg, Lady is helping him, encouraging him. If he'd only known it was an eagle, he might not have been so anxious to get out. Finally, he's out, dried off, and what a sight. There is no gosling in history that ever had a safer place to hide than this one, I can assure you. Now, the first order of the day was breakfast, and here was going to be a real problem. Because Lady's trying to feed him as if he were an eaglet. Eaglets take the food right from the bill of the parents, but goslings don't. They feed themselves. And so he's refusing, and Lady is very frustrated. But we substituted something for the gosling. He found the food here all right. This isn't exactly gosling food, but he was eager anyhow. We didn't know if we wanted him to eat a diet of eagle food, so we gave him a mixture of bread and milk. And for some strange reason, Lady is eating it also. She must have thought it was pretty good stuff, because long after the bowl was empty, she would follow him all over the nest, offering it to him again and again, as if to say, "Here, it's good for you." Well, the next year, Lady raised not 1 but 2 goslings. And there isn't anyone that would dare tell her to her face that these weren't the most beautiful children in the whole wide world. No one.